Alright everybody, I'm back with the next tutorial, and in this one, like I said, we're going to be adding in the level loading, so loading the levels in through just an XML file. So it's pretty simple, and it's really, really helpful, so you don't have to completely code in all the creating the tiles and everything like that. So first thing I want you to do is I want you to go to the assets, and right click on it and click new folder. Make sure you're not inside of GFX, so make sure you're not inside the graphics. Then for the folder name, just type levels. So that's simple enough. So in here is where it's going to store pretty much all the levels. So we're going to create a new file, and I want you to name it, we'll name it example.level. Name it that for now. Now when it opens up, we're going to type in a few things for XML. So first thing I want you to do is type in XML version, I think, equals 1.0, encoding equals UTF-8, and then close that. And now we're going to pretty much start creating their actual level. So each level has to start off with a level tag. So we're going to do level width equals 480. Sorry, we're going to do 800, and height equals 320. So that's simple. And then just do /level here to end the tag. So for those of you who don't know how XML works, you can pretty much give these little entities, that's what they're called, they're little tags. Inside them you can set different little variables, pretty much. So we have like a width one here. In our tile one, we're gonna have entities, or like an x coordinate, a y coordinate, and then a tile. But I'll show you right now. So we're gonna tab out here and type tile x equals. Now we can enter in some x coordinates. So we're gonna do x equals. Do -50, y equals 0, and then we'll do tile equals 1. Alright, now explain what that does. Pretty much, I mean, if you ran it right now, it wouldn't do anything. Actually, type a slash right there. If you ran it right now, it wouldn't do anything. Really, it's just, we're pretty much just putting like an outline for how the level's going to work. So we have an x coordinate where we want to put the x, where we want to put the y, and then the tile part is the ID. So the first, like the ID that we selected is 1. So if you go to Tile Manager, we have the ID 1 as grass, so put a grass. So we had it at 2 as 2, it would make it a grass platform. So going back to the example, I'm going to copy this a few times down here. Make this a 2, and do 50. 150, and then we can make this 150, but then make it 150 as well, and then we can add another, and we can make this one like -50, -100. Yeah, do that. Alright, so that's going to be our basic level for now. So if you ran it, nothing would happen. Just because, I mean, we haven't loaded anything in yet. So we have to actually make it so it loads it in. So create a new package, create the package button, and just name it level, and create a new class called, I guess we'll start off with level, we'll start off with level manager first. So it's not going to extend anything. It's going to be our own class. We have to create the constructor. Actually, we're going to create a few variables first. We're going to do private final level loader. So AndEngine comes with a great little class called level loader, which really helps you load in and get information from XML files. So it's really, really nice. We're also going to need the private final asset manager. We need the asset manager. You'll see why later. And we're also going to need to keep an array list of all of our levels that we have, so we'll do that as well. And, oop, that was my other video loading up. Sorry about that. Let's go back to here. I'm uploading at the same time that I'm recording, so private final array list levels equals new array list level. And we're going to end that there. So then just import all that. I press Control Shift and O. You shouldn't have any problems. It's giving us an error for now. We're going to fix it once we make the constructor. So we'll actually do that right now. So we're going to do public level manager. And then we need the scene. So the scene that we're currently on, so we can draw to it or add to it. The physics world to add the bodies, the tile bodies. Then the asset manager as well. just going to do this dot level loader equals level loader, and then this dot what am I doing? This dot, okay, I'm sorry. Level loader, I'm like losing my train of thought here, was new level loader. That's all we gotta do for that. So that's instantiating the level loader. Then we're gonna do this dot asset manager equals asset manager. And then we're pretty much just gonna leave it like that. The other thing we have to do is we have to do level loader dot set asset base path, so that we'd set the path that the levels are stored in. So it's just gonna be levels slash, so it starts from the asset directory and then goes down from there. So that's that there. Then pretty much from there on, we actually, I'm sorry, I was thinking while I was typing, we really don't need these in this constructor. We don't need them right now. What we're going to do is we're going to try and explain how this is all going to work. So, delete these. So we're going to create some static variables. So we're going to do private static final string tag title equals oops, not title, tile. Tile equals tile. And I'll explain why I'm doing all this in a second. Just keep following along with what I'm doing. Tile attrib. I'm just going to type attr. X equals x. You might understand, actually, if you just kind of put things together here. Static final string tag tile attr y. And then private static final string tag tile attr tile. Wait, why do we have that twice? I don't need that. We don't need this one here. I'm going to delete that there. Also make this lowercase. Alright, so if you look at the names and the variable names are kind of self-explanatory. So it's the tag of the XML. So inside of the tile, we have the X, the Y, and oh, I do know I had that. I'm sorry. Put back this. The reason being, it's going to keep it more easier to read. So if you look at it, we have our tile here, which is the tag, which is the first tag. Which is the first tag, so we have tile. Then inside of there we have the different attributes. So we have the X attribute right here, the Y attribute, and then the tile attribute. So we're just going to use these tags, and we're going to make it static, so let's type it out over and over again. And it's going to make it easy for us to load in all the information. So that way we can load in the levels and everything. So we're going to create a new method, and we're going to do private void add new level. And we're going to do int id string name. And this is just going to pretty much add a new level to that array list up there, and then we're going to be able to load it from pretty much anywhere. So we're going to do level loader dot register entity loader. You can just press enter there, and just type level constants dot tag level, and it's this is like a constant that just says it's the really the value of it is just level. So it's tag level. So just we have a tag tile that we created. They have a tag level already. It's like a constant. We can just type it up top. We can make it like this and name it level, and then name this tag level, and just use that instead if we wanted to. But we're just going to use a constant because it's easier. It's already made for us. And after that, we're going to do new I entity loader, and pretty much didn't follow down. Then we're going to implement this method here, which is wait for it. Implement the method, which is pretty much going to be called whenever a new entity is called. So whenever a new line is, or a new level line is loaded, so if it finds this tag, it's going to call this function for us. So name is attr again, and this is just the name of it. We don't really need that because we already know what it is. Then we're going to do, let's see, we're going to do final int x equals, and then here's how we get the actual value of whatever the attribute is. So we can do, so right now we're trying to get the actual width, not the x, width. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the width right here and the height using this little function. We'll actually make this 480, not 320. So going back to here, we're gonna do sax utils dot get in attribute or throw. So attr and then the name. So it's gonna, in this case, we're gonna do the width. So we want to do level constants. Like I said, they already have one made for the width, so we're just going to use that one instead. So level constants dot tag underscore level underscore attribute underscore width. I'm going to do final int height equals sax utils dot get in attribute or throw attr, and then we're just going to do level constants dot tag level height. And that's that. That's just pretty much getting our width and height. So we're going to leave that like that. We're going to come back to this function later. We actually type in return null down here. You don't have to return anything. Alright, then go below it. And we're going to do another, we're going to check for another entity. So in this case, we're going to do level loader dot register entity. We're going to do our tag tile. So now we're going to look for, using this function, we're going to look for all of these lines. So whenever it finds a new tile entity or new tile line, it's going to call this function, and we're going to be able to load information from it. So we're going to do new I entity, why am I typing in capitals? I entity loader, bring that down, and just add a colon to the end. Then implement this method again. Name this attr, you can leave return null there. So now we're going to get the x coordinates, the y coordinates, and the tile ID. So we're going to do final int x equals sax utils dot get int. This time we're going to get int attribute or throw. So we're going to use the same thing, and then we're going to use tag tile attribute x. And then we're just going to copy this right here and paste it below. We're going to change this to y and change this to y. And then we're going to copy and paste it one more time. We're going to change this to ID and then change this to tile. So that's going to get us our x coordinate, our y coordinate, and our ID of our tile that we want to use. So that's that right now. Now what we can do really quick is we can do tile t equals resource manager dot get instance dot get. Wait, we need to do. Let me think here. We need to get a hold of the tile manager, so we're gonna have to put in a new variable. We're gonna do private final tile manager, and because we have this in game scene, right? No, we don't. Where is it at? Tile manager. Yeah, wait. Okay, wait. I'm sorry. We don't need to do that. Don't create that new variable. Don't need that. I always forget that I don't set the getter methods for it. My bad. So we can just do resource manager dot get instance dot tile manager dot get tile by ID and then ID. So now we see where the actual get tile by ID is coming in. So we don't need to type in the name of the platform every time. We just use IDs, then load it and get the tile from that. And that's pretty much that. Then we need to actually create like our level class. So we're going to create a new class here, and we're going to name it level. And the way this is going to work is pretty much going to hold all the level information from what we just loaded in. So it's going to be a small little class, but it's going to be pretty self-explanatory. So we're going to create a few different variables. We're going to do private final int ID. Oops. Okay, whatever. Private final int ID, and then private int width height, and private array list tile level tile. So we're going to have all the levels tiles stored in this little array list. Then import all that, Control-Shift-O, public level, and we have to get all the information. So we're going to do int ID. We're just going to do that. This dot ID equals ID. We can make this final as well. Then go down below it, create a new method, do public void set width. So int width. Oops. And then this dot width equals width. And then public void set height. Int height. Set height equals height. I always do that. Set height equals height. And we need to do public int get ID. So get the ID of the map. So return ID. Then public void add tile. So we want to be able to add tiles to the game itself. So we need level tiles.add t, and then we just want to do public void load. Now we want to do scene physics world, and we want to be able to load load the whole scene and make it show up on the screen straight from this one method. So it's pretty simple. All we have to do is we have to go through each tile. So for tile t and tiles t dot create body and attach. So I mean, it's really simple. It's just 3 lines of code relates to. We can take rid of the get rid of the braces and 2 lines. So that's gonna not tiles, level tiles. That's gonna load in the whole scene and attach it to our game, or attach it to the screen. So that's our level right there. Now when you go back to level manager, now we actually need to start loading or actually creating the levels. So we need to do final level equals new level, and we're going to give it that ID that we wanted. Then we need to actually go into these functions. Oh, what is wrong here? No. Let's see. Yeah, that should work. Oh wait. Where did I just see it? Get rid of that login level thing. Don't make sure it's not in there. Okay, so now I lost my train of thought. Okay, so we're gonna do level dot set width. So we're gonna do width here. Level dot set height here. So height. And then we're gonna go down here and we're gonna do we're pretty much gonna add the tile to the level. So we're just gonna do level dot add tile t. Boom, done. Now the thing is, we actually want to set the instance of it. So remember how when you get the tile from here using this getID, it gets an instance of this tile that we created in here. Well, we need to actually get an instance of it. So we're going to use that function .getInstance, and we're going to give it the x and y coordinates that we loaded in right here. So it loads in the tile. We get the tile through the ID, and then we set the x and y coordinates through the x and y coordinates that we loaded here. And it's going to add them straight to the actual level itself. And then we need to come down to the bottom, and we should do try catch IO exception import that. Okay, then type in here level loader dot load level from asset. So we're going to do asset manager, the one that we had earlier, and then the path is just going to be the name, so the name of the level in this case. What we do here in a big small little thing is first we create the level using the new ID that we have that we're giving it. We check to see if the tag level is found. So if this tag right here is found, then it's going to run this method here. If it does find that tag, it's going to get the width and the height from the attributes, the width and height attributes, and then we're going to set our levels width and height from there. Then we keep on going down. It checks to see if the tag tile is called, or is found. So this little tag there. If it is, when we go inside of the function here, we get the x coordinate from the attribute, the x attribute, and then we get the y, and then the tile, or the tile ID. Then we create a new tile by getting the tile ID, and then we add it to the level and give it the x and y coordinates. And then we pretty much just simply load the level, and that's about it. Okay, so now we actually need to create another function. So all this is actually going to do is it's just going to the reason we put this down here, what this is doing is it's like loading in the actual file itself and then checking using all these things. So we just as you can see, we registered here, but none of this is actually called. It only gets called once it loads the level from the asset. So this is when it actually starts going through all this stuff. So it goes down here at the bottom. Anyways, so it never actually loads to the screen, so we need to create a function for that. So we're going to do public void load level int ID scene, and then physics world. So now this is also pretty simple. Import all that. Do for level in levels level dot load scene physics world. That easy. So really we're just calling the load function inside of the level, and it's going to load all the tiles and attach them to the game. So now let's test to see if this actually works. So we have to set up a few things first. We have to go into here and go into Level Manager and go up to the top, and we pretty much just need to load a level in. So first what we're going to do is we're going to call the function add new level, give it ID of 1, and make it example.level. So there we go. We're given an ID of 1, and we are finding this file right there. And then after that, we are going to have to go into our game scene, I'm pretty sure, and we're pretty much just going to create the level. So all it's really going to do is it's just going to load in the level. So move all of this stuff here. And sorry, it's really early, so my voice is still kind of waking up. So we're going to do, instead of create tiles, just do level. We're going to actually do create level. We're going to change that. We're going to do level manager. Oh, we never created it. That's right. Go up to here. Change this to level, create level. Then add in a new variable, level loader. Or level manager, I'm sorry. Level manager. Level manager. So we have to create an instance of our new class we created. Then just do level manager equals new level manager. I think it took the asset manager, right? Just get asset. Let me see. I already forget. Yeah, the asset manager. So we have to do push us to load it in. We can do activity. We can use the activity to get it. That's right. So we're going to do activity dot get assets. That's going to give us the activity manager. So that's pretty much creating the instance of the level manager for us. So we're going to go back down to here, go to create level and do level manager dot load level. So now we're just going to load that level, the first ID, and then we're just going to get scene, which is going to be this, and then the physics world. So hopefully, if that all worked correctly, we should be able to load straight from that file now. Let's see. Alright, so it looks like we have some problems. Let's see what the issues are. Okay, so create level is called let me see here. Alright, it's added to this scene. I gotta find out the problem. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, so I did find out the problem. Really simple problem. We never actually added it to the to the actual array list that we created at the top. So yeah, I mean, what we have to do is just add it. So we will do right here. We're going to do levels.add level. Whoops. Now if we run it, it should work, no problem. Alright, play. Yep, and it works great. So it loads all of our tiles from our XML file and puts a platform where it's supposed to be. So yeah, that's that. It works okay, and you guys can mess around with this, add more levels, create an actual full level out of it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be pretty much the end of the tutorial series. So from here, you can add on to whatever you want. I mean, you should have a pretty good understanding of how it works. You can pretty much design your own levels now, implement new physics, coins to pick up, things like that, enemies you can run into. So, I mean, you guys have a lot of fun with it. But this is pretty much the tutorial series. I thank you all for watching the whole series, and if you do like it, please comment, subscribe, and possibly give it a like for me. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next tutorial series. See ya.